Hello. I thought I'd follow up on the assignment for lab number 6 on the case study that was about compounding diazepam suppositories. And the pharmacist used cocoa butter as the base for the diazepam suppositories, and the patient didn't respond and was still having seizures. And the question was posed, was that the right base? And what should you say to the doctor? So I wanted to go over those answers again, and I'd like you to review my first video, and I'm going to leave you some links to my first video and leave you a link to this page that I'm going to read you here in a second, and also a link to diazepam rectal gel, which I talked about in the first video. So let's go over this case again, okay? This case involves lipophilicity. Lipophilicity is possibly the most important property of a potential drug. It plays a role in solubility, absorption, membrane penetration, plasma protein binding, and thus distribution, crossing the blood-brain barrier. So it's very important that you understand about the lipophilicity of a drug. So I want you to go back and review the material that you've had in your pharmaceutics classes and study log P. That's the measure of lipophilicity. And I'd like you to review Lipinski's rule of 5. You have to understand about lipophilicity. Diazepam is a very lipophilic drug. You need to learn about diazepam, as I said in the other video. So go back and review those things because these are very important in your compounding knowledge. The cocoa butter and fatty base are two bases that are highly lipophilic. So when you use it with a lipophilic drug, the drug binds to the base and is not released very well. And that's what happened in this scenario. So the patient was still having seizures. So a better choice for the base would have been PEG, which is more hydrophilic, and so it would release the drug more readily. What happened was that the base bound the drug and lowered the bioavailability to a subtherapeutic level where the patient was still having a seizure, which is bad. So the doctor called the pharmacy and asked. So here's the phone call back from that I'm going to do to demonstrate to the doctor to answer the question. What should you tell the doctor? You don't want to admit a mistake or to blame or admit liability is the first thing you have to remember. If you admit liability to the doctor or to a patient and it ends up in a lawsuit, you could cost your company the liability of it. And sometimes, in worst case scenario, you could get terminated for not handling the situation well. And we don't want that to happen. So if we were saying, ring, ring. Hi, Dr. Smith. This is John over at the pharmacy. I understand that you called about Mr. Jones and that the suppositories weren't working properly. Oh, okay. Um, Actually, I've looked into this and we're sorry that this happened. And I'm going to make this right. If you'll send Mr. Jones over here, and we're going to refund it and make the prescription at no charge, and we're going to use a different base, and we should correct this problem. So again, really sorry that this happened, and thanks for bringing this to our attention, doctor. Is there anything else I can do for you? Okay, and we'll take care of it, and we'll make this right. And again, we're sorry this happened. Thank you. Notice that I didn't say that somebody made a mistake or that we used the wrong base. Okay, you don't want to admit a liability or admit guilt. it lowered the bioavailability, but there could have been other things going on. When we discuss things privately between healthcare professionals or other pharmacists, you want to keep these type of things as a private conversation. You don't want to tell a doctor that, oh, we made a mistake. No, you want to say, we've looked into this, and we're going to make this right. And I'm sorry this happened. So I wanted to go over that and reiterate that lipophilicity and the correct base is a critical part of your compounding knowledge. So whether to choose a lipophilic base like cocoa butter or fatty base, or to use a hydrophilic base like PEG, which is the better choice? In this case, diazepam, which is being used for seizures, which is a critical thing, you need to pick the right base. So go back and review this question. Think about it. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'd love to discuss this with you. Or please talk to Dr. Hussein. All right? Great. Thank you, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.